Welcome back to CBS This Morning as we continue our focus on how police officers and sheriff's deputies handle suspects. A ProPublica investigation out today uncovers disturbing details about the death of a man in custody in California. ProPublica says it learned through surveillance video and documents that Riverside County jail staff failed to address Philip Garcia's urgent medical and mental health needs. It also found staff used violent force against him, then lied about it in reports. Garcia died less than 2 days after his arrest in 2017. Carter Evans is following this case in Los Angeles. Carter, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony. Philip Garcia's family just settled the lawsuit with Riverside County. Now, they say Garcia was beaten in jail and he died from his injuries. Well, now ProPublica has obtained 17 hours of video from inside the jail and a medical center. And we've got to warn you, some of it is very graphic.
Somebody's gonna help me.
In the last hours of his life, Philip Garcia can be heard pleading with deputies.
Somebody's gonna help me. Please, man.
Garcia died shortly after those pleas, and his death was ruled a homicide. According to his autopsy, the cause of death was a mental health crisis combined with rhabdomyolysis, a fatal condition that can be caused by overexertion.
The psychological crisis combined with the restraints led to the fatal condition.
ProPublica reporter Ryan Gabrielson co-authored the story. He said they believe Garcia arrived at the jail in a state of psychosis.
The sheriff's department saw him only as someone who wouldn't follow orders, and that had to be punished.
ProPublica spent months investigating the case and found deputies repeatedly struck, shoved, and twisted Garcia's head and limbs when he was already tied down. And based on its analysis of records and video it obtained, ProPublica concluded that deputies falsified jail logs and then made false statements in their reports after Garcia died. Garcia was arrested in March 2017 after he allegedly smashed a neighbor's window and was found acting bizarrely. A family friend told ProPublica Garcia had a history of seizures, mental illness, and inconsistent treatment. After his arrest, the 51-year-old was placed in isolation in a Riverside County jail cell where he's seen on video acting erratically. ProPublica reports that over the course of around 18 hours, Garcia does not appear to eat, sleep, or see a mental health or medical professional. When Garcia then begins to damage his cell, deputies use a barrage of weapons on him, including a stinger grenade. They are then seen on video rushing in. Robbie Thomas is a mental health specialist who previously worked at the jail. She spoke to ProPublica after viewing the footage.
They should be trained to de-escalate a person and not right away try to take them down. But it's been my observation, and once an inmate is to that level, it's their will against the inmate's will.
After 21 hours in the jail, Garcia was brought to Riverside University Health System Medical Center, but they did not have a bed for him.
Philip Garcia waits 12 hours in the emergency room, waiting for a bed, in full restraints in a gurney, all the while straining against them.
A few hours later, Garcia is believed to have died in those restraints. A government survey released in 2017 found that inmates have higher rates of serious psychological distress than the general population. 37% of state and federal prisoners had been told in the past by a professional that they had a mental health disorder, and 26% of jail inmates reported experiences that met the threshold for serious psychological distress.
When you saw this video, is there anything that struck you and said, I know what this is?
What I saw was a very confused, disoriented individual who wasn't able to make sense of his environment.
Dr. Jillian Biswas is a forensic psychiatrist. She reviewed the footage of Garcia.
What is the appropriate way to approach someone in that state?
A lot of what we do is use the least restrictive methods we can, because we do know using restraints can be extremely traumatizing. This is an opportunity and a moment for us to think about how we can add rehabilitative services in jails. And if we can have more conversations and more cross-training, I think ultimately it would really benefit the individuals who get incarcerated rather than hospitalized.
Now, we reached out to the Garcia family attorney and the sheriff's department. Both declined to comment. As for the medical center, it sent us a statement which says, quote, its goal is to always provide patients with high quality care that meets each individual's physical and behavioral needs. Now, the family settled their wrongful death lawsuit for $1 million, but in it, Riverside County did not admit wrongdoing. Tony?
All right, Carter. Seems like there's an opportunity there for several different organizations to reflect on where things might have gone wrong. Carter, thank you very much.